importance of investing into ETFs, and they think that investing into the ETFs is basically just investing into the SPY or investing into the QQQ. I think you're missing out on some of the most important ETFs in the market right now. So earlier at MoveFest 2025, you basically would see boosts from JP Morgan, UOB, and so on and so forth, right? All these market industry leaders are coming out here. So today, let's talk about some ETF that really caught my eye. And these are also some of the ETFs that I actually talked about previously as well. Okay, so first up, we have to talk about JEPI, right? JEPI is basically this dividend machine that is created by JP Morgan. It uses this covered call strategy for you to generate steady monthly income. Okay, hear me out properly now. Okay, steady monthly income. Okay, you're going to be yielding around 7 to 10% while maintaining lower volatility than typical equity funds. Now, of course, we have to talk about other ETF in this as well. So let's talk about QYLD. This basically tracks the Nasdaq 100. It also does something that JEPI does relatively similar, which is selling call option on it. This way, you are basically trading the potential upside for you to get some juicy dividends. Okay, it's not always about chasing the alpha. Sometimes you just want to stay back and get some of that juicy dividends. So some might love this strategy, some might call it a money trap. If you want cash flow, I think this is definitely an ETF for you to look out for. Okay, now if you want some global exposure with high dividends, of course you can look at SDIV. I think this is a very, very important dividend ETF. It hosts 100 of the highest yielding stocks worldwide. Is it going to be risky? Probably, but I think if you time this right, it's going to be very, very rewarding. Now, for the wild card, okay, let's talk about RPAR. Okay, it is a risk parity ETF that balances stocks, bonds, and commodities. It doesn't shoot for the moon like all the other ETF. It does not focus on growth, but it is very good for tactical plays, and this is a very good way for you to hedge your portfolio. I think the whole entire ETF space at the moment is really full of options beyond your usual suspects, which is your SPY and QQQ. So if you want some monthly income, or you want some downside protection, or even some high octane returns, I think there's always an ETF built around this. So if you're feeling bold, you can even look at different leverage ETF like your TQQQ, your SQQQ, your UPRO, and your TMF. All these are all leverage ETF. Of course, they can 3 times your gains and at the same time 3 times your losses. So definitely not for the faint of heart. Do look into all these ETF if you want to learn more about interesting ETF to play about. So yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are interested to see what other ETF that you should be looking for, please subscribe and follow for more.